Hey everyone, it's Sebastian here at Garden Beacon, or Ignite Your Craft is the community that I'm posting in here, that we run our educational Facebook group and website, Ignite Your Craft. But the store, in case some people are confused, our brand is Garden Beacon Candle Company. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in the shop. I'm in shop number 2. We kind of number them because we've been growing kind of fast. So this is shop number 2 that we opened in November. That's where I'm at now here. Yeah, so we usually say, hey, do you have any questions when people join our Facebook group, but we never have time to actually record a video. So I thought, hey, while I'm labeling new candles on a new line that we have, I figured, hey, while I'm sitting here doing this, then I can answer some questions. All right, so questions of members that just joined today. Where do you order scents from? So we order scents from several places. We order from Candle Science, we order from Mixi, we order from Maple Street. There's a few others like Flaming Candle and Midwest Fragrance that we also like as well. We get particular, so we generally will order from what makes the most sense first. Saying, oh, hey, we got to place a big order with this brand and we need to try a new grapefruit oil, and we get that grapefruit oil. If we like it, we just stick with it. If not, then we start shopping around other suppliers. So we've gone with Candle Science with a lot of our stuff as we started out and grew, because they were kind of a one-stop for a lot of things. However, we are now kind of diversifying who we buy our supplies from these days, trying to get some more unique and some scents that just hit right. Oh, Dulciera, I hope that's how I say it, Dulciera out of Florida. They have some fantastic scents. So in our shop, we blend everything besides this brand new line, which we'll tell you about when we release it in the next couple of days. We blend 2, 3, 4 different scents together to create our candles. Here in our shop, it kind of makes it unique to us. And it's what keeps us creative and fun. But we visited St. Pete, Florida in January. We stopped and checked out the ladies of Dulciera's spot and went through their supplies. They have some fantastic vessels called the Serafina, which we love. We're coming out with a new line with those soon. And then we tested some of their scents, their fragrances. They are fantastic by themselves. You don't have to mix them with anything. It's so tough for us to do that. We love to blend stuff together, but with their scents, they were just fantastic by themselves. And we were like, why are we trying to make this any better? It smells so good by itself. Anyways, totally a free plug for Dulciera there. Oh, actually, there is, I was gonna say, if you're looking for suppliers, Dulciera, use code IGNITE10. Since you're in this group, for 10% off when you check out. That would be great. I don't get anything out of that, just so you know. It's not an affiliate link. They will track in case people from this group buy, but you'll get 10% off. So use Ignite 10 for them. And then Maple Street, which we've been very happy with them. They've been growing and growing, or maybe they just kind of came onto our radar. And they're always coming out with new scents now, which we like how quick they're doing that. Use code IGNITE with them for 10% off. And then Mixi. Mixi is a great partner of ours. How great, let me show you. Do you want to see some vessels? Let me show you something here. Okay, this is like a selfie stick kind of moment here, right? I'm way too old for this. But you want to know how big of Mixi fans we are? Look at all these vessels that we have. They're all Mixi's, not the skulls, but yeah. So we're kind of a big fan of the auras. And then we've also got even these down here. Oh yeah, these new glams here are fantastic. They're the only candles that we offer with wooden wicks. Anyways, they're fantastic. And then, that's not all. We are finally decided to, people asked about our scents that we have. So we have lots of scents. Lots of scents down there. Yeah, it just comes with, growing and always wanting to check out more scents. We are going all in on these. These are fantastic. from Mixi as well. They're fun, they're unique, they're very heavy. Definitely, if you're going for a luxurious feel, this is fantastic. And they're just good people. They are good people. I know people have been a little disappointed in shipping and things changing over there, maybe compared to what they were used to. But businesses change, businesses grow, we change things up. But Mixi still has I think it's if you spend $149, it's free shipping. So just get to that minimum and you're good. Like, I know that's not always feasible, but their customer service is good. If you have any questions, they're always there to help out. They've got some good guides on their website. They have some fantastic guides on the website. Actually, they've got some stuff that we don't even mess with, as far as how to make soaps and how to make room spray, all kinds of things. So Mixi's just good. They're good for us. We love them. And they've been good people. And so, with Mixi, if you use code if you use code IGNITE10 on their website, you'll get 10% off. So that can help. And then also, some people don't know about that threshold of if you get to, I think it's $149 now. It used to be $99 and it's $149 now, $149, which is still reasonable and still great that they offer free shipping. If you get to that. So that makes it more affordable as well. And their quality is good. Our vessel is our biggest selling vessel, hands down, for candles here with the pour your own side. And then so now we're actually gonna be creating, for our new shop, we're creating a line of candles with those. Anyways, those are some suppliers that we like and we love. Let me see here. How long does it take to open a store? Was a question. With us, it went quick. So we started selling candles in February 2022, and we opened a store August 1st of 2022. Not saying everyone can do that. Not saying that it's easy. It was a ton of work. What we did was we opened online, and we're selling to friends and family just to get some proof of concept and seeing how things went. And then that was in February. We're in Michigan. It's still very cold here at that time. It's still cold now. It's 36 degrees, and it's, what is it, April 25th. It's so cold. It's crazy. We were just on a cruise last week, and it was much warmer. It was actually hot in Mexico, but now we're cold again. And so, what was I saying? So we started selling in February 2022. We didn't start doing markets in person until May. You got to do markets. If you want to know what people truly think about your candle, you got to do markets. It's a fantastic way of meeting the public and also making some money, because that money that we made from those, we would make $750 to $1,000 on an average show. Some shows we only did, $500. Other shows we did $1,500. So, but it's a really good way of getting direct feedback from people on your product. So a lot of people think they know what's going to sell, and you can be wrong. We were wrong. We waited until we had 10 candles ready to go, 10 different scents before we started selling. 2 of those bombed. We've been open for 2 years. I still have candles on clearance for like $4 that nobody will buy. I'm not gonna tell you what the scent is, but nobody would buy it. Okay, I'll tell you. It was like a very heavy lilac. Grandma, no offense to anyone. Grandmas love that candle, but the demographic that buys that candle generally won't spend what we charge for that candle. It just didn't work for us. Anyways, so if you're just starting, don't go with a heavy lilac candle, unless that's your demographic that you're going after. Then that's great, do it. How long did it take? So then, that was in May. So we were selling at markets for May, June, July, for 3 months. A space came available in the middle of, or the beginning of July, and we just jumped all over it. Of course, we had 2 incomes at the time. So it was where Chad opened the store up. It's Chad, this is Chad's baby. This whole thing, candle creating, is all him. I do the business side of things. That's my background. is doing e-commerce. I'm running communities. I used to do this for a large podcast network, and yeah, so a total change of space now. Anyway, so it wasn't easy. I wouldn't recommend anyone just like up and quit their day job to go sell candles unless you already have tested it out and it's been proven to be successful. However, on the flip side of that, I would say so many people are scared to start and they're scared to invest some money into it. Like, you got to do it, because like looking back 2 years ago, we're like, gosh, like $1,200. It took us about $1,200 in buying supplies and testing and watching a million different YouTube videos that one said this, one said that, which is the whole reason why we started Ignite Your Craft. That's a plug there, because we have the boot camp that starts in just over a week that you should definitely join if you want. To get knowledge directly from us, we will show you from beginning to end how we make our candles. That's a plug. But anyways, so we spent a lot of time like just searching back and forth and reading different things and figuring out, what are wet spots? What are, why is my wick doing this? What's the best wax? How do I get a stronger scent throw? This and that. And my whole goal was like, I want to sell candles to make money. Chad wants to create beautiful scents. That's fantastic. He does that. That's why he blends everything. I want to make money. And so that's, we kind of balance each other out there. So as long as you've got a good grasp on both of those, you want to make great candles and you want to make money, then go for it and go in hard, and you'll be successful. Just don't quit. And also, when you start following people, whether it's going to be us, if you want to do our boot camp, or if you're following people on social media, here's the one thing that this is why I kind of hate selling our boot camp, is because I feel like I'm one of these other people that are selling something. When, if you're gonna, I'll say this. If you're going to buy a course, or you're gonna spend all your time invested with this one person because they're very great on YouTube and they have hundreds of thousands of followers, or if they've made this one unique candle that isn't necessarily replicable, but they got some PR out of it or something. If someone is selling you something, they very well can be fantastic and an expert at what they're doing, but go and look at their actual product. Go and look at their actual store. Because it will be hard sometimes to find someone that's selling you something, like a course, like what I do. I have a course that, order the boot camp that's about to start next week. But people are selling ebooks, people are selling this and that, but they're not selling candles. And that's the problem. They're fantastic on YouTube, or they're fantastic hosting this Facebook group, or they do this and that. They're very good at marketing, but they're not actually selling candles. Go and look at their website, look at their candles, say, I wouldn't buy that, or would I buy that, or would I not buy that? They'll talk about, I'm a millionaire candle seller. No, probably not, based on what your product out there is, because now you're only selling courses, or you're selling ebooks, or you're selling like how to wick a candle guide or something, but you're not selling the candles themselves. Like, this is the bread and butter of our business. Like, if there's no this, I would feel really uncomfortable telling you to follow me in starting a candle business. That's just me. Anyways, I think that's with anything that we buy online. I'll get off my soapbox now. Anything that you want to buy online, people are selling. There's so many people trying to sell us stuff all the time. I get it. I get emails every day, hundreds of emails every day, like from, let me fix your website, let me do this, let me do that. It's like, well, but you don't have a website listed. Like, how do I know that you know how to do my website? That's kind of how I feel about these other candle coaches out there. I don't. Okay, enough of that. How to make fragrances strong. This question is asked so often about how to make fragrances strong, and I think a lot of it comes down to, they might be strong. What are your expectations? I think we've all grown up knowing what that Yankee candle, or the Bath and Body Works candle, I Still Love Me, a limoncello, or a mahogany teakwood candle from there. Those are our expectations. Well, if you're not making that same kind of candle, which is going to be, your paraffin based or whatnot, then sorry, someone keeps walking by the store and I'm like, are you going to come in? Are you not going to come in? Are you going to come in? Come in. If you're not making the same candle as them, random thing, if you're wondering like, why is he taking candles out of a box and then labeling them? It's because our team in Holland made all these candles for us. They're our stuff, but they didn't put the logos on the front because when they put them back into the box, it will rip up the sides of the label. So I'm like, hey, bring them here and we'll label them before we put them out on the floor. So anyways, I didn't like buy these randomly overseas or from another supplier and private labeling them as my own. Like we make all of these ourselves in our Holland shop. Follow us on Garsnet Beacon and you can see all the stuff that we post there about just that's our normal store instead of Ignite Your Craft. I do this all the time. I forget. Fragrance, how to make it strong. Manage your own expectations. If you're making soy-based candles, which we do, I think they smell fantastic, but it's not going to get that throw that's going to fill up your room or your house. It's just not. Soy candles just don't do that. Paraffin do. Coconut soy does. We've been playing with that, and my goodness, like it's a big difference. Again, that's a Mixi wax that we highly recommend. You want to know? We are soy based. Soy candles are perfect for affordability. It's what we learned with. Also, soy wax is really hard to work with sometimes. You're gonna get those wet spots. I'm just gonna show you all, we are normal people. We do get wet spots and things occasionally. But we've been doing this so long, like we can do this with our eyes closed. So no wet spots on these, but also having a frosted glass. Oh, look at that, that's weird. Yeah, we're not gonna use that one. You see that? A little weird. All right, well, that's not a good one. Mixi has a virgin coconut soy wax that we are going to soon introduce just a line around it because it's phenomenal. But what I was saying about soy wax is great. It's super affordable. You can find it anywhere. Every supplier has it. That's great. But if you need a stronger scent throw, if you're wanting your candles to cast a throw farther, the Mixi's coconut soy is, it's, okay, I haven't showed anyone this, but we're in the middle of testing it for some things we're doing. But let me show you, this is how much of a fan we are. We're such diehards. So here in this shop, I have just box after box after box of, which one is it? It's the, I can see, it's the, I don't know why I'm doing all this. It's the Mixi, it's a virgin coconut soy wax. It's fantastic. The scent throw is incredible. We talked to the team over there. Shout out to Charlotte, the president running things over there. She's so fantastic. She's so great. And Kristen heads up their customer service side. Both fantastic to work with. We wanted to try something to get a stronger hot throw than what we were getting out of our soy, just to come out with a line of candles that around that to promote it as a big scent throw candle. And so we tried that in a couple of our top selling candles, and the scent was incredible. It was so much better, and that we were like, oh God, we want to explore this some more. So anyways, we're exploring some more with that. However, with that said, with soy, we do take pride in working with soy. Most customers want it. That's why going with a coconut soy would be fantastic for our customers as well. We wouldn't go just to a paraffin side just because we do get people coming in all the time. I'm not one to debate whether one wax is better than the other as far as the environment or toxins or any of that. So I don't ever debate any of that stuff. It doesn't, I care about the environment and all this and that, but there's so much misinformation. There's so much just in the marketing. I don't debate any of that. But I will tell you that when customers come into the store, they ask, what are your candles made out of? They ask that all the time. And so being able to say soy or coconut soy, or being able to say something besides paraffin is a very good, we get a good response from customers out of that. So, Yeah, no one's ever been like, oh, soy, oh, that's bad, like I don't want that. And saying coconut soy is going to give us like some leverage of, hey, this is luxurious. It will be a luxurious line that we do around it, if not everything eventually. Anyways, that's where I was going. Oh, so for hot throw, can you see how I get all over the place? I only had one Diet Coke today. It's just 44 ounces. That's what I told my doctor. Fragrances. So making sure you have the right wick with the candle that you're making is really important. So different wicks are going to burn at different temperatures, and they're going to work with different oil and wax combinations differently. So the same wick that we're going to use in a soy candle and in a coconut soy candle, or if we were to do a paraffin candle, those we might be able to find the same wick works. The same line of wicks would work in all of those if we find the right one, but that doesn't necessarily mean we should. So whoever you're getting your wax from should tell you what wicks should go with it. So for us, with our soy wax, we prefer like the CD wicks for those. For this, the virgin coconut soy, Mixi has the performance wicks that we are testing right now. So definitely, check out what supplier. They're going to know what works best, because they're not going to want to sell you something that doesn't work best, because then if it doesn't work best, then you're not going to buy from them anymore. So go to them and make sure you're using the right wick, because you might not be using the right wick for the size, and also making sure that you're doing all the other fundamentals. Are you getting that melt pool to where it should be at based on your wax, and are you burning it hot enough? And quite frankly, are you in the room too long? Because if I'm in a room and I light something, it's kind of like cooking. Like, when you walk into your house and you're like, damn, like who's cooking? What is this? That's different than like if you're there cooking and the smell, if you're growing with the smell, I guess. But when we were testing this coconut soy from Mixi, Chad was testing it on, like I said, one of our top sellers. I came home from the shop and he was burning it in so like the way our house is laid out is like living room, dining room, a little hallway, and then our kitchen. And I always come in through the back, so I come in through the kitchen there. And he was burning candles in the front. Generally, with soy candles, we're gonna have a couple of them going. We're gonna have one in the kitchen, we're gonna have one in the living room, and this sense kind of all meet in the middle there. But he was burning a coconut soy with that wax in our living room, and I walked in the back door and I was like, whoa, like it smelled so good. It didn't just like amplify the scent, it just smelled good. I don't know. Anyways, maybe something worth trying. Try some. If you want a stronger hot throw, maybe it's time to look at different waxes. But we've started and we've grown, and right now we only sell soy, and we do just fine with that. So just the customers have never come back or complained and said this didn't smell good enough for us. So just manage your own expectations as a candle maker. Sometimes we set ourselves the bar really high for ourselves, and that's totally good. All right, I ramble a lot, as a FYI. So hopefully this 23 minutes in, you've found some value in this. We'll see. Is it worth it? That's the only question. There's nothing else around it. It just says, is it worth it? I'm guessing, is it worth it to sell candles, to make candles? What's your reasoning for getting into it? Are you getting into it so you can quit your job next month? You're probably not gonna happen. And so to you may say it wasn't worth it. But are you looking for just a fantastic hobby to have fun? And yeah, it's worth it. It's candle making. Like, it's fun, right? Like we enjoy, there's not any time where we're like, oh God, we gotta come out with another candle or something, like it's, yeah, it's worth it for us. We're both full-time now. We've got 8 people on staff now. I think it's a fantastic job for them. I hope, knock on wood. Yeah, like we enjoy it. And so yeah, is it worth it for us? Yeah. There's certain things about my 9-to-5 job that I used to have, even though I didn't work 9 to 5. I worked like 80 hours a week because I was the operations for a podcast network. I worked so much then. The idea of a 9 to 5 sounds fantastic. My ultimate goal one day is to turn what I'm doing right now into a 9 to 5. So that means we're gonna have the proper staffing to where other people can be closing up the shops on days. We'll have other people working in our production side for all of that. We'll be having someone that can be doing what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm not above doing anything within our business. We work really hard to get to where we're at. So is it worth it? Yeah, if you want to put in the work, it's definitely worth it in the end. I love the freedom that we have. In the wintertime, we're slow, so we are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then we have our team members working on Wednesdays. Like, we get 3 days off. It's totally worth it. But now we're about to hit busy season, at least here in Michigan, and kind of kicks off next weekend. It's gonna be busy, and we're gonna work 5, 6, 7 days a week. But you gotta make money, right? I do want to retire one day, but I feel like candle making can kind of go into retirement one day with this. So, is my cost of goods too high? I don't know. It depends. Can you Forex your cost of goods to sell your candles? If you can, then it's not too high. We always want to get them lower, that's for sure. Our cost of goods, this candle here is probably going to cost us $4.75 to $5.25, I think. Actually, it might be a little less than that because of these labels. So on our, let me see if I got a candle. Yeah, this is one of our like winter candles here. Any of these labels, we use sticker mule for our printing our labels. They do a fantastic job, but they're not cheap. But printing labels aren't cheap. What I like about these, here, I'll show you something here. I know people talk about labels and stuff all the time. You know what I like about doing, this is why I don't print labels at home. This here, see that? I could easily take this entire thing off if I want to. Actually, I'll just do it. Boop, okay. It doesn't, so they're removable labels, which is fantastic because then we can promote how easy it is for people to upcycle their vessels. And then when I put it on crooked, because I do that often, where it's like, oh shit, it's like crooked, okay, just take it off. And you'll just line it right back up to where it should be. Oh, just a little tip, when you put labels on, get it centered, go right down the middle and then slowly work your way to the edges. Instead of going from side to side, go from the middle and go out each way. That usually works for us. Oh, and then if like, oh shoot, I got a bubble in there, just unpeel it, get it out. Anyways, that's why I like having professionally printed labels. Also the color's nice and all that. Anyways, but this label is going to, when we buy in bulk, and I'm talking lots of labels, then we can get these down to like 35 cents, 30 cents. These here, which is the exact same thing that I'm putting on right now, we get these down to like 20 cents or less now. Something like this on our pet odor eliminator candles are gonna be a little bit more just because of the size. But you never have that issue with printing at home and sticking it on there and then you pull it back off and then it leaves the stuff and then you gotta just throw that one away. Like a one-time use label, right? This is the way to go for us. But okay, so these are expensive, so that's what I was gonna say. So our cost of goods goes down when we dramatically or substantially when we do a label like this. So one thing that's fantastic about doing a label like this, especially when we're launching a new line of candles, is they're multifunctional. So this same label is going on a ton of different kinds of candles, different scents, different places here. So we can buy these in bulk. And then what we do is we put the scent name and information about the candle right there on the bottom. And then we have the dust covers on top that have our branding as well. But that saves us a ton of money because we can buy this one label by the thousands and then we're getting these for less than 10 cents probably, for the still super nice quality and everything. Over this, that's like 50 cents, you know, if you're buying a small quantity, it can be like 75 cents. So that, you know, 45, 55 cent difference is a big deal when you're factoring your cost of goods. Anyways, cost of goods, our cost of goods are never below 4X. You're gonna see people talk about cost of goods online, about going 3X, 4X. Don't listen to if they're saying something less than Forex, don't listen to them. Period. Unless they just like giving their stuff away and they have no intention on opening a store. If you have intention on opening a store or wholesaling, you've got to be at least Forex. And the reason why, and I'm going to go very quick with this. I do have videos in the blog on igniteyourcraft.com blogs about pricing, how I price my candles. That you can go watch. But if this candle right here cost me $5 to make, which it basically does, we sell this for $26 or $28, 26, let's say that. So that's 5 times. And the reason for that is that allows me to then turn around and wholesale this to, we have like 50, 60 wholesale accounts now that we sell our candles in. And they want to spend exactly half. They would do not, some will say 40%, no, they want 50% off of retail. So if this is $26, they do not want to buy this for more than $13, period. They don't. And so if I'm selling this to the store across the street, which I wouldn't do, but down the block, I might, for $13, and I'm making it for $5, so I'm making $7 on that candle sell. That's worth it to me. If this is a $5 candle and I'm selling this to the public at 3 times, that's $15. And that means I have to wholesale it to that store for $7.50. If I spend $5 to make this, I am not selling it for $7.50. I'm just not doing it. Also, having high margins like that allows you to do discounts, especially when you're out at fairs and markets. We like to do a buy 3 get 1 free special. It gets people to buy more at once. It turns someone that loves 1 candle into loving 4 of them. And it significantly has lifted our average order value from doing markets. So now we do that in the store a lot. We will often run a buy 3 get 1 free in the store, and it'll just make for a big day sometimes. So anyways, cost of goods. Is that what I was talking about? Oh, cost of goods. So if your cost of goods on this candle is $10, then that's too high because you're not gonna be able to sell it for $45. Well, you might if you're Joe Malone or Diptyque, one of those. I don't know. Those candles are too rich for my blood. Actually, we were in Vegas. I hate Vegas. We were in Vegas in November for a concert. You can ask Chad about that. That's his thing. And there was we went into the Diptyque store, and they had a couple good scents, but the candles didn't look good, which was interesting because they do phenomenal photo work online. But we're in this store inside of the Caesars Palace Hotel, totally calling them out there, and I wasn't impressed. I was like, well, maybe I can just buy a little votive that's like $40 just to say I have it and see how it burns. Like, it's too rich for my blood. Okay, enough of that. And how to scale up. How to scale is start small with everything. Start small until you find something that works, and then kind of invest in it and try to buy more. So we used to buy, when we very, very first started, we were buying like 10 pounds of wax. It's so not affordable at that rate. 10 pounds of soy wax is like $5 a pound or something when you factor in shipping and all that. Now we buy it by the 45 pounds or 44 pounds, whatever it is. And then you factor in shipping and it's down to like less than 3. It's like $2.98 or something like that a pound. That helps a lot. Also oils. As you've got to buy your oils by the pound. The 16-ounce bottles, like these, like this size. Like you've got to buy oil by this size. If you're buying the 8 ounces, 4 ounces just to test something, look at the prices, because just for a couple bucks more, you can make double that. And so to scale up, you just got to slowly it's reinvesting all the money you make. The first year, like we were just putting it right back into the business. We weren't, going to the casino or anything. But figure out what you can buy in bulk and grow that way. Because now we're to the point of like the candles that we make, that we sell year round, we are now buying like the 5 gallon, not the 5 gallon, 5 pound or 7 pound containers. Got 5 gallon. We are not there yet. We're buying the larger, things of this size. So we're buying oils in that size now. But when that's $100 or $120 for that 5 or 7 pound thing, if you buy that and you don't sell that candle, you're out a lot of money, and you're going to be sitting on oil forever. So buying bigger wax is really big for us. It gets our cost of goods down. That's why we might be sitting on a pallet of Mixi wax that we're super excited to start playing with. But that'll get your costs down quite a bit that way. But scaling up as far as in other ways, if you're trying to scale up your business, in most work in my life, I've always been a big proponent of have tunnel vision, focus on one thing at a time and knock that out of the park before you start working on something else. With selling candles, I tried to do that at the beginning, and then I realized it's better for our business if I try to do everything. It's just how it works for me. So I opened up an Etsy shop, and then I opened up a Shopify store, and then we did the markets, and then we opened up a store, and then before we opened up a store, we started doing wholesale, trying all the things and doing all the things. Because what I find now is, oh gosh, like the weather was crappy, we had a horrible weekend or a horrible month. Like our February was not cute at all, besides like Valentine's. The rest of that month here, it's so damn cold here. It was nobody wants to come buy a candle. We did better online than we did in our store, and we got a storefront open 60 hours a week or whatever. So we have our hands in a lot of different pots, as they say. And so we had those slow months, like, well, thank goodness we had the wholesale going on, that we could get some orders from there that came in. We got into the airports. That was fantastic for us to do that. And then, like with Etsy, right? So like some might say like at our level, like, which I think is ridiculous because like we're all on the same playing field. It's all about doing the right things. Some might say that, like you have 3 stores and you're doing this and that. Like, why would you have an Etsy store? That Etsy store gives me a sale or 2 a week, which buys my lunch on Fridays. And like, I am not mad about my Etsy store that's got 100 sales in it, maybe. I don't know, maybe it doesn't even have that, but like it's a nice little notification. Oh, you just sold this candle. And I was like, oh great, like I forgot we had that candle. We better make it for them. I don't know. I think it's really important just to like do all the things. And so it's nice. Like I put 0 effort into fair for wholesale. It just hasn't been good for us, and I think we're just overpriced. All of our wholesale accounts I've gone out and got. I have contacted all those people. I actually have a whole entire wholesale course. If you've made it this part of this video, good for you. That means you're a very dedicated person, and I appreciate your time. Bug me about my wholesale course. It's 95% of the way done. I just need to just give it to you all. It's not cheap. It's definitely not going to be cheap. It has taken months, and like 9 months I've worked on this thing, and I've just gone from my entire process from beginning to where we are now, and just like put it all into a course and say, this is how you can do it. Do it just like us. You don't need to take off like crazy on fair. You need to be able to go out and get accounts. And so it's not cheap, but if you're serious about selling candles and you're to that point, you'll make your money back going through this, because it would take you like getting 2 accounts to like cover 2 like minimum order accounts to cover the cost of this wholesale course. It's not out there for sale. It's not on Ignite Your Craft or anything like that yet. My focus is on this boot camp and getting more students through there, because we can all succeed in this. People say it's so saturated. The people that are saying candle making is saturated are the people that aren't doing well in candle making. And I'm not saying that it's not saturated. It is very saturated. Like a lot of markets, you just got to stick out. What are you doing that's different from the next person? So you can make it. You just got to find your avenue and find what you actually have a passion about, and go real hard at it, and you can make it. So I promise you. I think what we do in our candles, look, Chad, his pride and joy are these candles that he makes. I love it, and I love that he loves it. That's great. But anyone can make candles if you put the effort into it. Why our candles are fantastic is because he's put all that effort into it. He's dedicated so much time and effort into making the best candles possible. And so we have that pride and joy in there. But like, you don't go to school for this, like to make candles. Like, you can learn all of this. Just find the right mentorship, join our boot camp. That starts in a week. That can do it as well. So whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you want to sell candles, you can do it. I see people get 80% of the way there. They've made this fantastic candle. It smells fantastic. And then I pick it up. Like when I go to these other shows, I'm like, damn, if you would have just spent another 25 cents on putting a good label on that candle instead of what you put on there, like you would be selling those like crazy. Like don't get almost all the way to the finish line and then quit. So that's just my advice there. Looking for solid blending recipes. We blend almost everything. I told you we've been using some Dulceria and some Mixi oils that are just fantastic by themselves. So we don't need to blend those with anything. Everything else that we do blend, it's just with time. We were just, hey, what's gonna work with this, with that, and kind of gone from there. So, but if you join our boot camp, we are actually going to give you our top selling recipes. So that's my last plug for the boot camp. If you join our boot camp, not only are you making our top selling candles, but then there's a bonus at the end where we give you several more of our recipes. So that you can just hit the ground running. We actually we've designed labels for, not this one, this is a winter candle, but we've even designed labels to give you. So like, hey, you go through this boot camp and you make a fantastic smelling candle, it burns right, you've tested it right, because that's all the very important stuff. That's the hard stuff. Putting scents together is the easy part. It's making sure that it performs the way it should, and that it's safe is the hard part, and that's what we teach you. But then at the end, we give you our recipes and some labels that you can use, that you can literally put your brand's name on, print them off, and sell candles. And that's why we say literally you could sell candles in a month if you sign up and start our course. Okay, that's it. Because it's almost noon and I have a meeting. So if you stayed this long, good for you. I appreciate that. I need to get back to labeling these things that I did not get done. How long did we? 42 minutes, and I got 4 of those labeled. God, I talk a lot. Okay, anyways, hope this has helped. I'll start a thread and ask me questions, and maybe I can do this like while I'm in boot camp selling mode. Every day I will answer questions in the morning and post a video. Probably not be this long, but that's okay. You'll probably appreciate it if it's much shorter. So take care, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye. And I'll turn this off. I guess I'll have to do this for you.